one thing that was interesting, I got to message my daughter. She's up getting ready to do tours up at college, and she hasn't been on campus in the summer. Whereas I got to give, back when I was, collegiate athlete line with her. And I said, well, when you wake up where the football field, they call it Upper Campus, and Mount Olympus is where the football stadium is. And I said, listen, when you wake up, if you can't see Mount Olympus, if you can't see Upper Campus, it is going to be a rough day. So I got the report today that she couldn't see it. It looks like it's engulfed in a cloud. And, but that was always the worst. At 5:30 in the morning, we would do our morning run, and we're stretching in the one in Carver Hall, they call it, in the lawn. And we would look up, and if we couldn't see it, we knew that humidity was going to be spiked, and the chuck buckets were going to be all around the football field. Just crazy times.
Yeah, it was humid. I got out early this morning, got my walk in for the Elvis 100, and was doing some yard work because we got ISTE coming up. So it's been a hectic week trying to get stuff set up to do before I leave, so things don't get out of control while I'm gone.
I hear you. I hear. Well, you know what? ISTE's coming up. We're together. I believe the day of the week is a Tuesday, and I think it's time that we kind of crank something up. What do you think?
I think it's time. Yep, for the PACT pod.
Let's roll it. Welcome to the PAECT pod, episode 28, and we're just describing it PACT's member spotlight, and oh my word, we've got an amazing group of educators, ed tech, just
rock
awesomeness
stars.
And stars of PACT. So they're going to be coming on and sharing about awesome stuff that's going on at this little conference in a home of cheesesteaks, ISTE conference in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. What do you think about the lineup, Dom?
I think it's a phenomenal lineup. We have people, like you have the ISTE conference going on. Let me see if I'm getting this right. ISTE conference going on. And then within the ISTE conference, PACT has space as we are the host organization, the state affiliate for ISTE. We have a bunch of other events going on within our space within the conference. So it's a conference within a conference.
In essence, it really is, and we'll be able to break that down a little bit later. But yeah, we have a playground space that they've been able to give us in the Grand Hall. So if you've been to the conference center before, where the Marriott Hotel is, where the Field House restaurant usually is, I believe it's not running along the Market Street entrance. There's a huge Grand Hall, and we're one of 3 playgrounds in that space. I believe Google and I think it was NASA possibly that are going to be in the other spaces as well. But an awesome opportunity. We have a lot of Pennsylvania educators being featured. We have different themes going on. We have CS and PA, AI and EDU. We've got STEM. We've got PBS in there, Remake Learning. NYSCATE's going to have some time there. Visti's going to have some time there. So it is just going to be an awesome experience. But like you said, almost like a little mini conference within the conference.
Yeah. And tonight on this super cool episode of the PACT pod, we have, like you said, a bunch of our rock stars, PACT members who are presenting both in the conference and in the PACT space. So they're going to give you a little preview as to what they're going to be doing at the conference.
That's it. So you know what? I think we just need to kick it off right away because people came here to hear them, not us. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It makes us look better when we have good guests. So here we go. We are going to welcome to the pod, I believe for the first time, Miss Rochelle Danae Poth, and I think I got that right. I went out on a limb on that one, so we'll see. Hey, how'd I do?
On which part? On the name?
Danae. Is it Danae?
It is Danae.
All right, good.
Yeah, I even accented it, so it's like it's easier because I have a friend whose name is spelled the same, but it's Dean, so it distinguishes us a little bit. Yeah, so thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. I've listened to you guys before, but long time listener, first time guest, as they say. So glad to be here.
Very good. So we like to trip and fall over each other, and but we're here just to make you look better, and that's the goal. So I believe you're going to be very bored during ISTE, is the word on the street.
Yeah.
Not a lot going on. You're really not really pushing yourself.
I know. I mean, third time in Philly, like.
maybe some beach time, little drive, couple hours out to the beach.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna have my car. I'm not even driving there. Like everybody thinks just, oh, you're probably driving because it's in Pennsylvania. I'm like, it's like 5 hours across the state. So yeah, but no car. All that maybe I'll borrow somebody's car. But yeah, there's not going to be too much downtime. But I don't think I would know ISTE any other way. Like for me, that is ISTE, is being everywhere and all over the place without a real clear purpose sometimes, and feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. But it's all good because when all is said and done, you walk away with like a tremendous experience that you just can't wait until the next year. So
yeah. So let's start with, what is your day job?
So I have a couple day jobs, actually. I mean, if we were talking like not 9 to 5, but as a teacher, I teach full-time Spanish and STEAM at Riverview, just outside of Pittsburgh. And then the other daytime job is I work as a full-time consultant with different ed tech companies and organizations. And the other part of my daytime job is I'm a doctorate student. So, I am quite bored a lot of the time during those days. So, but I love learning. So that's the kind of thing that pulls it together.
You have other things you do besides that, with your law degree. And
yeah, I always forget about that. Like, oh yeah, I did that. I'm not sure how I did that, but yeah, I have that too. So clearly, I love education.
Yeah, and then on your byline here, we got educator, consultant. Did you mention author? I mean, you've written a book.
Yes, a couple books.
Yeah, I did not. I don't like to talk about myself that much, so I just put a couple.
Right, we're talking for you.
I know. And
as long as I've known you, you don't sit still. That's definitely a common thing about Rochelle. She's always active doing things.
Yeah. And there's a book I'm reading too now, and it talked about like that phenomenon that people experience it. And I just blanked on what it's called now, but I'm reading it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so true. It's like when you sit and you have nothing to do, it's like idleness aversion, I think it is. And it's by Kevin Roos, who is the closing keynote speaker at ISTE next week. So I'm reading his recent book and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, this speaks to me so well.
Awesome. Oh, that Charlie making a little debut on the show already.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and put up your lineup you have here, and let's talk about just, share some highlights of what you feel as far as ISTE. Again, you do have a lot going on, and we just want to hear, what PACT members are doing as yourself, and just so that way people listening, if they're really just, they're unsure about a Sunday activity, a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday activity, there's a little bit of Rochelle to go around with every single day of the conference. So let's go ahead and put this on the screen here.
Oh goodness. Yeah. And I captured like the key events things, somebody was like, oh, your schedule's so free. I was like, well, there's stuff around it too. But, there's a lot of great things happening. And I just came from a meeting for the ISTEverse, the augmented virtual reality experience. And last year they had done that and it was phenomenal. Like just seeing all of the things that are out there for it. And it's, they plan it throughout the year. And so next week, if anybody's looking to get into AR, VR, and just all the things, highly recommend, because it's happening Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And there are it is a massive space. So if you're like, I'm not real sure what to do, I just want to take a lot of things in, that's the place to go. Wednesday, I have, the PACT, they talking about artificial intelligence at the playground. So I'm looking forward, anytime I get a chance to talk about anything emerging technology, especially when it comes to AI, or I can share with others how I was so wrong about some things, like just, this is what I did. And this is why I learned it was like not the right way to do it. So yeah, a lot of those sessions, and then just spending time in the expo hall and getting to the posters, the playgrounds, like all of that. I know for people who were attending the first time, when I went the first time back in 2015, I was so overwhelmed flipping through the schedule, but I've realized like you're never going to necessarily get to the session that you plan to, because you're going to run into somebody that you haven't seen ever, maybe, or they're like, hey, I'm going to this session. And you think, oh, you know what, that sounds great. So just think about some goals you have personally, professionally, and make an intentional when you go to catch some new ideas, but to be open to the possibility that you're going to be pulled into some different direction. So I will be pulled into a lot of different directions, but I'm excited to see people and have different opportunities to learn from everybody else that's there, because that's what my big takeaway is. I might be sharing something I'm doing, but everybody that comes into that room is coming in with all of their experiences, and I just want to learn from them too.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, it's funny. 2015 was my first ISTE as well. And, you know, talk about meeting people or seeing people maybe you've never met, like the amount of ed tech stars and gurus that were coming down the hallway. And I'm just like mouth dropped, just like, that's, and like, just amazing. And even be able to hang out with Mama, Rosie Parmigiani.
Yes.
And the fact that all these ed tech, you know, elites, just people like, I read their blog, you know, like, oh my gosh, they're just like untouchable. And they're all walking up to her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, there's, you know, just, and she's just like, you know, I'm thinking like Mr. or Miss and like, you know, trying to be all formal. And she's like, oh, that's Gary. No, you know, just chatting with them kind of a deal. I'm like, oh, you just first name basis, you know?
Yeah.
So
Everybody knew
definitely
her.
cool. There's a lot of people.
Yeah. And I remember coming over and I had just figured out how to use a selfie stick and a whole PACT and you and Brandon and Rosie, and everybody was all over there, Nicole. And I was so excited to just, like you said, like be in that space and see people and connect with them and just conversations, you know, that's the biggest thing, the connections that you make. So it's going to be very busy. Looking forward to all of it. I'm a little bit nervous about the closing main stage event, but also very excited about it as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, look at that closing keynote.
I mean, I'm not giving the keynote. Let's just make that clear. I should probably fix that up a little bit, but I will be introducing and then interviewing the keynote on that day. So
nice.
I'm talking about AI. Yeah.
That's big. That's big.
It's going to be fun.
That's awesome.
And I get to see all of you. So that's even better.
It's been a while since we ran together face to face.
I know. Well, it took 3 years for me to see Z face to face, and we live not that far apart. So
yeah, I mean, ISTE's a great time. It's like a family reunion with a lot of people. And so the big takeaway is if you see Rochelle, I know you see a lot of things, you hear a lot of things, maybe you've read her books, go up and say hi, have that conversation. You know, there's nobody there that's, you know, untouchable. Like they're all just such humble, amazing people. You know, that's awesome.
And she has a ton of information and she could steer you in the right direction.
Yeah.
You have questions, ask.
I might not know the answer, but I can tell you what not to do. No, I'm kidding. No, but I'm always happy. Like, just love to connect. And if I can help somebody, I definitely want to.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, that is excellent. I know you have a unbelievably busy schedule. So I really, truly appreciate having you pop on and just talk a little bit about what you're doing. And then, so at Danae 915, is that, so what does the 915 come from?
Yeah, it's somebody asked me that the other day too, and they're like, "Is this significant?" I was like, "It goes back to AOL and creating emails." And my parents, my dad used his birth date at the end, so I was like, "That sounds like a great idea." So it's just my birth date, September 15th. So if anybody wants to know, easy way to remember. Just look at my Twitter handle or my Gmail, you name it, and you're like, "Hey, your birthday's coming up." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, they remember." I just see it on Twitter. So.
I was like, wow, they had almost 1,000 classrooms in their building. She used 915. I was thinking related to your first classroom or something, but yeah, that's awesome.
Jamie Donnelly would say it's probably how many cats I have, but no, not that either.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you, Rochelle.
Safe travels. Again, you're coming across state to hit Philadelphia, avoid 95, I guess, south of Philadelphia. And Missy's giving you a little shout out there.
They said the Governor Shapiro said it's going to be open this weekend. I don't know, but
I'm flying in. So
there you go. You should be good.
Yep, I will. Thanks again, guys. It's awesome.
Hey, thank you for being on.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Take care.
See ya.
See you later.
In a couple days. All right, man. We're kicking it off pretty well. Doing all right.
Yeah.
All right, Roland, you good there?
We are good. And
all right.
You want to send me, we'll do a little behind the scenes in front of the camera. We're going to have all the links people are talking about and any images, anything they want posted. We'll put that in the Wakelet that goes with each show. So we'll have some of that stuff posted in the Wakelet as our guests, you know, if they're good with it, we'll have it posted.
All right. As long as they sign the waiver.
Yes.
Make sure. Okay. All right. Next up, we have a KTI star and a current KTI lead learner, Miss Tracy Andrews. Hey. How we doing? Oh, you're muted. Gotta get you off mute. That's the line of 2022. I called it the other time. I said, "Oh, you're muted." All right, is your microphone? Let's see. Unmute you. I don't. Yeah, Tracy, your
Yep.
your microphone's muted. I can't unmute it.
Yeah.
Not sure.
I click on unmute mic, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, you know.
You think I'm working on a
She
lesser
had to pop off and she'll pop on.
Yeah. A lesser device.
There we go. I heard her. Hey, there you
she
go.
is.
There we
How
are.
are you?
And we can hear you.
All right, excellent. So sorry about that. Just a little
okay.
bit of a internet glitch there.
Oh,
So
yeah. It happens
thank
all
you
the
for
time.
having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Sure thing. So let's go ahead and kick off first. What is your day job?
My day job is a first grade teacher in New Wilmington, PA, so almost at the Ohio border. And love my little people. This will be my first time attending ISTE. So I am jumping in to not only figure out attending, but then also decided to do some presenting as well. So at this point, I'm overwhelmed on many levels.
Yeah. Well, and I think in conversation you shared, how many ISTEs have you been to?
I have not. This is my
your first.
first ISTE.
That is amazing. That is
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about it.
Knowing
Well,
you,
go ahead and let's. Oh, go ahead, Dom.
knowing you, you'll do well. No
Thank you.
need to be overwhelmed.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, I hope so. She's on the pod. I mean, that's just, our producers are doing a bad job. If, we have her on, she flops. I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there. No pressure. No pressure.
Great. Just a little bit.
All right. I think you got your screen to share to talk about what you have going on. Is that correct?
I do.
All right. Let's go ahead.
I do. I have been doing quite a bit of working with Remake Learning lately and have developed a love for Fred Rogers. I am not a child that grew up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and it's only been in about the past 3 years that I have actually learned who Fred Rogers really was and what an unbelievable asset he was to children. And so what I am doing in conjunction with Remake Learning is trying to show other teachers how it is that we can bring what is called the Fred method into the classroom. And the Fred method is just doing what Mr. Rogers did in his show every day. Everything he did was extremely well thought out. The amount of research he put into his work was unbelievable. Every little action down to how he tied his shoe, how he zipped his zippers were pre-thought out. So how do we bring that into a classroom without having to put that much work into it? Because we all know that we have way too much time expected of us without having to stop and think about how are we going to tie our shoes today. So my goal is to show teachers how it is that we can impart the qualities that Fred did: curiosity, creativity, communication, working together, learning and growing, connecting, without having to change anything that we're doing or change the expectations that are put on us. It can all be implemented right into what we are doing every day. It is remarkably much easier than I think what we all think. And more teachers that I have spoken to about this, like myself, have discovered that they are doing far more already in their classroom than what they are aware of. So by sharing these qualities with children, we are really helping to develop the engineering mindset, the 4 C's, all of these things that we want to develop in our children today.
Yeah, that is amazing. There's been a lot of stuff going on with the Fred method, with the remake learning programs, and yeah, it's awesome stuff. Such a just an unbelievable. I'll say character, but I mean person. But on TV, people thought he was,
Yeah.
but the reality is he was real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What you saw on screen is truly who he really was. And what the amount of education he could do with just everyday life experiences was remarkable. And that's what I've really realized. Like I said, I teach first grade. So there are many, many, many lessons that are being taught in my classroom when we're taking a bathroom break, when we are lining up. Just some of those very simple everyday interactions.
Yeah. And I grew up watching him, and I never realized the amount of science that he put into his shows until I read the book by Greg and Ryan, discussed it. And I knew from teaching psychology, Pittsburgh in that time was a hotbed for cutting edge psychologists, so, world renowned psychologists. And he was friends with them.
Mhm.
And he would sit down and work with them and take their ideas and implement them into the show. And I never realized that. I just thought he was like this really nice, cool guy that I'd sit and watch, and he'd tell stories, and you watch the show and learn some new things. And I was always looking for like the land of make believe and taking the trolley and seeing what was going to happen next, and never realized all the science behind it.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of who he does and what he did, because he made it look very easy. And that's what I like to get across to not only teachers, but to parents as well, that it doesn't have to be difficult to do what he did, to do these kinds of things. When I read Greg and Ryan's book, When You Wonder, You're Learning, that was when I got a lot of personal validation for what I was already doing in the classroom that some of my colleagues thought I was crazy for. And I realized, okay, I am not crazy. This works. I knew it worked, but it's kind of nice when you find out that Mr. Rogers did the same kind of thing. And I really believe other teachers out there need the validation in addition to the encouragement and some of the information on how to do this. So it's what I'm advocating for right now.
That's amazing. And it is like, and that's the goal. Like we want to, get the message across. We want to get that lesson across, but we want the kids to just, have fun doing it. Like
Absolutely.
Back when I was in college, I found this random quote in Alfred Mercier. I really don't even know much about him, but the quote was, "What we learn with pleasure, we never forget." And I've just always just gone back to that. Like I tell my students, I'm like, guys, if you're bored, that means I'm bored. I'm doing something wrong. Like say something. Let's mix it up. Let's do whatever. Like, and that's just a lot of it. Like being real, being human.
Exactly.
Monitor and adjust continually, and just doing what you're doing. So that's awesome. So you're going to be sharing a session. I know you're going to be in the playground. Are you going to be outside? Are you going to be in actual regular?
I am actually doing 2 poster sessions. I will be in the playground, the Remake Learning Playground, and then I will be doing, these are both on Monday. I will be doing a poster session later in the afternoon. I think it's 4:00 on Monday. Gina, you're asking if it's applicable to high school. I would say absolutely. Fred focused on the developmental years with children, but we still, when we think about social emotional kinds of issues with our children right now. When I say children, I mean birth up to 18 and more. So there are many principles that he taught that will apply to our high schoolers, and creating curiosity and creativity, and my goodness, learning how to work together. Yes, very applicable to high school.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and in the book, I even, recommended it to our superintendent as something that our new teacher inductees should read. Even older teachers, I've been teaching for many years, and it was a great refresher, as to go back in and, this is what we need to do. This stuff's important, and it's eye opening. It was good to go through that. And then you guys were at the Fred camp down in Avonworth. You guys ran with Remake Learning, and that was a great event. So you'll do well with this.
I am very much looking forward to it.
That's awesome. All right. And then also, in the PhD playground, we do have a day where Remake Learning will be featured. A lot of different sessions going on there. Check with Tracy. Check the calendar. We'll go over that at the end of what's happening when in the PhD playground. So, Tracy, thank you so much for being on the pod tonight.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me back.
I think this is like number 3. You might have like the record right now for appearances. She's gonna start charging us, Dom. She's getting
signed a waiver.
She's signed a waiver. Nothing in the virtual green room. She's getting mad. No shipments of like M&Ms have showed up at our house. That's Dom.
Yeah, she's Western PA. I should be able to get something to her. I was just up your way today. I think up to Grove City. We'll get all the
woohoo
merch. New merch.
Love it.
That'll guarantee your computer will not be stolen.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's a security device. That's all.
That's it. All. Okay.
All people appearing on today's show get a sticker.
Woohoo.
Keep your computer safe.
We didn't tell them ahead of time, otherwise they wouldn't have agreed to it.
I know.
So anyway, we got you now.
Don't worry.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon.
See you, Tracy.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, man.
If you don't want a sticker,
buddy, pushing the merch.
I know. If you don't want a sticker, don't worry. We won't make you take one. Please come on the show.
There you go. That sounds more like it. That's our level. We're not up here yet. We're not up there yet. All right. So next on deck, our next star to kick things off. This is going really well. We've got a Northeast star who's doing great things. Just ask the nerd, the Northeast Regional Director. But we have a Miss Mary Gruber. Welcome to the pod.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
How are you?
Hi, Mary.
How are you?
Good. Happy to be here. Really excited.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you. I know your schedule's busy. She's doing some work in the playground, and she's been all sorts of busy and has some awesome stuff to share. Look at that. PACT board member, CS ambassador. She's going to get into that a little bit. So other than these unbelievable, wonderful things, what is it that you do during the day? What is your day job?
I am a K-5 library media specialist for the Kutztown Area School District. So we're a little rural school district on the northeastern side.
Okay.
But this is my third ISTE too. I think Tracy said it was her third, right?
Tracy said it's Tracy's first.
Oh, it's her first. It was somebody else said
and Rochelle was 2015. I'm pretty sure she's been to almost everyone since then.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Okay. I thought she said third. She must have said first then.
Yep. And so I got to sit down and think about my numbers. I'm at like 4 or 5. So very cool. What about you, Dom? What ISTE number is this for you?
This will be my first. It was supposed to be my second, but some issues pop up with the last one that was in Philadelphia, so I had to cancel at the last minute.
Gotcha.
This will be my first in person.
All right. Well, let's without further ado, because we want to make sure we get into the good content again, not us just bantering and yapping. You know what I mean, Dom? People don't pay for that. So we want to hear the amazing things Miss Mary is cranking out at ISTE. So let's go ahead and add this on the screen. All right, wow us with your professionalism here. What do we got?
Okay, guys. So I'm going to be presenting 3 to 4 times, I guess, twice in the playgrounds, but doing 2 different things. I'm also going to be presenting in the Nearpod booth on Tuesday, which will show up on the next slide. Social emotional learning and digital life for K to 12. This is a collaboration between Nearpod and Common Sense, and as one of their global ambassadors, I'm going to be presenting in the booth on this topic. I'm very excited to showcase everything Nearpod and Common Sense. That's just a little bit of my background, but I will be presenting at 12:30 in their booth on June 27th if you want to come down and check that out.
Awesome stuff. So yeah, so SEL and digital life. Give us a little snippet. What are you going to be talking about? Not to take too much away from your session.
Go ahead. Next slide is the agenda. It's just the 3 basic points there, Eric, if you want to just scoot to the next one. So we're going to be talking about social emotional learning as it plays a part in digital citizenship. We're going to engage in a lesson to experience the impact of social emotional learning with digital citizenship. So I will showcase one of the Common Sense lessons, as well as how I've made many different modifications or make the tech more engaging with my students. But we'll also run it through Nearpod, so you can see that platform at the same time, all 3 in one. And then we're going to also share family connections to bring the learning home to the community and to the families. So I'm very excited about this partnership.
That's awesome. And that social emotional piece is just so big right now. So timely. So that's amazing. And seems like a good partnership with Nearpod and Common Sense and what they have going on.
All right, so we can dive just a little deeper. So that is basically the main points of the pieces that we'll be talking about. We're not going to hit upon all of them, but these are some ideas that if you're interested in any of these kinds of topics that I will be touching upon. The one that's highlighted is where we'll spend the most time with that Common Sense lesson, but really helping students understand how to have healthy relationships with technology, with each other, but also with that citizenship piece and adding in the digital components that we have so much more of, especially after COVID. But it goes much deeper than just the accountability piece. We're now talking about privacy and security and media balance and cyberbullying and social media and all those pieces and how they are interconnected and how we can engage in a positive, healthy way and modeling that for our students.
That is good stuff. A lot of really good tips and techniques there, and that's huge. Yeah. So am I supposed to go to another slide here? I don't want to get yelled at
There's
again.
several here. You can just skim through them really fast. There's a couple for each one. So that's just an example of I'm just giving you a little teaser. This is just a Google Jamboard of how you can start off the year with onboarding with the digital citizenship pledge with your kids. So I was just highlighting that, and you can just keep going.
Yeah.
Another fun way is to use the drawing tools in Nearpod. So we were learning about balloons over Broadway. You often see people tie in the robotic components, with that one. But I had them do some drawing based on a favorite book character.
Listen, this is the picture of the Mickey Mouse. I'm pretty sure that the student lifted that off because Dom went to art school and that's the best he got before they kicked him out. So
that was my
so I don't know if that falls under digital citizenship.
That was my graduating project. And actually, it was supposed to be Bugs Bunny.
And they gave him a paper that was blank. All right, here we go. What do we got next?
So the next session that I'm going to be doing, or another one, is on Tuesday. And this is the It's Camp STEAM episodes with local teachers. So after COVID, I had the opportunity as PBS was looking to bring in some local teachers for their summer camp virtually. And this was something that I was privileged to be a part of. So if you keep going, you just have to keep going through. I got a couple slides here. The agenda for that is I'm going to share some of the program details, talk about local partnerships, what the filming experience was like, and how you can also bring that into your classroom, or if you have different platforms that you want to make videos with your kids with local partnerships, I'll be talking about that as well. So they were daily airings from Valley Youth House Camp Fowler in Orfield, PA. And it was focused on STEAM literacy, nutrition, leadership, and nature, though I'll be focusing on the STEAM episodes. So I'm going to be talking about what I've created the 5 E's, which is how do we engage, enrich, elevate, enlighten, and empower our students through this process. And these are just a few of the local partnerships that they utilize, which was awesome. And then the other PACT Playground presentation I'm doing is upgrade your STEAM toolkit. And so this is everything STEAM. I'll talk about some pedagogy with project-based learning, inquiry-based learning, the engineering design process. I'll talk about how you can use different platforms and resources and materials for a virtual STEAM night as well as an in-person STEAM night. And also, I'm known in my region as the Queen Guru for the websites, apps, and simulators, everything STEAM. And I'm sure that there will be something that you can walk away with, hopefully that's new, that you haven't used, or a new way to use a tool. So I'm excited to share all of those pieces and obviously bring in the ISTE standards since we're at ISTE as well with student-led authentic voice and choice. Nope, forgot to reformat that slide.
Busy. Yeah, just amazing stuff going on here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a little stretched there, sorry.
No, you're good. Do you want me to continue with any more slides? I want to make sure you showed it what you need.
I wanted you to pull up, I put it in our studio chat, my Twitter feed right there. I just think for nostalgia's sake, at the top of my Twitter feed right now, I have our group picture from ISTE 2019. The next slide, actually, Eric, was just, I worked as a consultant on that book with Popular Mechanics, 100 plus STEAM activities you won't learn in school. So I will also bring that along and share it. And there is over 100 activities that are unique and creative that I will also, bring in to share for people that they're looking for something new inside or outside the classroom to use.
Nice.
All right, I was just pulling up the Twitter handle here real quick. So let me switch out, and then there she's showing.
If Missy's still on, there's a great picture of her and Rosie right there in the center. So I'm going to replace it, hopefully with a new one this year too. But Mama was just a wonderful person and a mentor to me as well. And we miss her dearly, but her legacy lives on. And I know that we'll carry her with us at ISTE this year.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have the same aprons. Scott's still got the same haircut. So yeah, so some things have not changed. Yeah, really good. All right. Awesome stuff. Well, yeah, you definitely are going to be busy. Definitely a huge asset to have with PACT. So rock star, appreciate everything that you got going on. And that's so the ambassadorship with Common Sense, there's not many people that are ambassadors. Is that correct?
No, they've actually made it a little bit tighter this year. You have to apply every year to be an ambassador, and you also have to be a Common Sense educator first. And you also have to submit presentations or activities that you do each year to be able to maintain that ambassadorship and reapply each year. So I feel very honored. I've had the privilege of presenting with our regional manager at P&C before, and of course she helped me prepare and made sure that I was ready for this presentation. So there's going to be a lot of knowledge and expertise that was shared with me as I present too. So I'm really excited.
Awesome.
That's
very cool. Up. Anne has some positive words for you there watching on Facebook. So awesome presentation ideas.
Oh, thank you. Anne has been my heart. She was my biggest mentor at KTI, and she has stuck with me and supported me ever since. And every event that we're at together, she's always checking up on me. So I love you, Anne.
Awesome. She's great. So thank you truly for taking time out of your busy evening as you're continually working on refining all of your different presentations and different things going on, and then as well as regular life, because we forget teachers. Right. We got a crazy busy regular life to begin with. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. You have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Take care,
Mary. See you next week, gentlemen.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
All right, man. We're rolling along. Good stuff.
I know. A lot of good presentations coming on.
Yeah.
A lot of good members.
A lot of us not talking. That's the big key.
I know.
Good stuff. All right. Well, next, do you want to introduce the next guest here?
Yes.
I think you've known her the longest.
We have Ms. Z Polerio. who is a rock star in the Southwest region. She's on our board. She hosts events at her school. She has connections. If you need information on something, she is a go-to person. I'm going to pull her in.
All right.
Welcome, Z.
Hello.
Thank you for coming
Hey,
on with us tonight.
Thanks for having me on. Great to see you.
Welcome to the pod. Yeah.
KTI people in the audience too. Hi, Ann. If you're still there.
She is. Yeah. And I would just say that it's one of the first memories I have of, I've heard of you doing different things, but then when we were lead learners at KTI, getting things set up was like the first time I got to work with you, and just awesome stuff. And you're killing it. So what is your day job?
My day job is I am the computer stream teacher for kindergarten to 8th grade at my school. And next year I'll be starting my 27th year at the same school, the only teaching job I had. So I'm really excited about that. I'm also very involved in promoting classics, for those of you that don't know. I also teach a 7th and 8th grade Latin class as part of my computer class. We do everything like tech related and anything like, so if we're making a mosaic, it's going to be an online mosaic. We'll research art, history, and everything all through the computer stream class. We make things out of Kiva planks, catapults and cool stuff. So kind of tie that all together. So it's lots of fun. I'm also an ambassador for a lot of ed tech groups, Padcaster. I'm also a Common Sense ambassador too.
Oh.
And I love promoting Common Sense and teach digital etiquette and, all the great things. Common Sense is a great resource for everyone. So encourage people to really follow that. Also an ambassador for Brain Pop, Quizlet, Gimkit, Goose Chase, all kind of stuff, all the tools that I love. So I'm happy to be sharing some of those at ISTE again this year.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what you're going to be doing at ISTE here. Great segue. Great job.
Well, so this is my new favorite thing.
Yeah.
Stick Together. And I'm an ambassador for Stick Together now. So once I get on it, I love it. They wrote me in. But I love Stick Together. There are so many things with this that are free, and it's great for social and emotional learning because everybody works together on one of the things that they have is a physical poster. So this is the reason I started using it was to teach about pixels. What is a pixel and how it makes up the big image. It also ties in nicely with my Latin things because we talk about mosaics. So when they have these posters and you get these little individual stickers and you can fill in this poster. So everyone works together to create this big giant poster. So it's a physical poster. That's one thing. And in the lower corner, you can see the kids working on one of the physical posters. So it's really fun to have the kids, like every time they come into the computer lab, I only see them once a week. So I'll say, okay, you can put a sticker on the pixel poster this week. And then they try to guess what the image is. So it's really cool. So that's a physical poster, which is super awesome. But then when you're teaching about pixels, they also have pixel art that is totally free and it works on devices, iPads. So in the far right on the bottom, you can see a little pixel image. So there's a link that you can go to on their website and share this out with the kids. And we had kids create themselves. And then I would have them maybe added to a Padlet so you can see everybody's work. And also part of ISTE, there's going to be in that one museum space, there is something with Stick Together. They're using a lot of the images that students created, their pixel art, to make a big mural. So that's supposed to be at ISTE as well. So you may see that pixel art there. Also, Stick Together is having a booth there, and they're giving away some of these physical posters that they have. And then they have a new product called Puzzle Face, which I haven't even seen yet, but it is, again, pixel related art. You take, and it uses AI, you could take a picture of someone, and then it turns that image into sort of like a black, white, brown image of pixelated. And then you have to rotate these little tiles, and it can create anyone's face. It's pretty amazing. So I'm really excited to be able to see it. So you have to go to their booth to be able to see that. I'm probably going to have one in the playground. They said they would give me one to show. So I'm really excited to be able to show that. But again, this pixel art is great. A lot of free things. You can do digital pixel, virtual pixel art. Send out a link to the kids as a like bell, ringer warm up activity, and really gets everybody quiet. And it's neat to see how the kids say, okay, I'll do this upper quadrant. I think on the slides that I sent you, I might have put a QR code on a slide by itself. If you see that, if people want to try one, you can scan that on the first slide, that QR, very first slide. You scan that code, that will take you to a virtual pixel poster type thing, and you can click on it and fill it out. And I have hidden in there, if you want to keep working on it, there's a hidden pixel, and someone will win a teacher pack of stickers. So if someone finds the hidden pixel, you will put in your email. I'll be able to see it, and then I can give you the prize. So you can check that out.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's the stick together stuff, which I think is really cool in there. Oh, and they also have, but wait, there's more. They have color Sudoku, which I think I might have a slide in there for that.
Did I have this?
No, that's the digital. Okay. So this one, you have to, so this is great. And this works really well with teams. And again, it's free. You go to the link on their website, and then every week they put out a new color Sudoku. So each one of those little squares has to have one of every color in it, across, down, whatever. So it's a challenge, and there's a timer. So then you can try to beat someone else's time. So again, so many cool free things. And I like that it has the pixel part of it, because you can kind of tie it into your stream.
That's really cool. Now now I never say it right. I always say it differently, but the Sudoku, I'm assuming all platforms, right? Chromebooks, iPads,
It's online.
Macs,
Yeah, you can just download you can put a QR code up on the screen and let the kids do it, or you can get a URL. It's really, really fun. Great. You can make it a station in your classroom. Just
yeah. Very cool. And I always like things like that, where I would say, have the kids go ahead and do it, and then have them do a screenshot, and then they could submit the screenshot. So you could just say, they did it, give them, a point for just completion, kind of a deal. But still just keeping them honest to get that screenshot. And plus, they're going to want to boast and have that high time. They want to, want the teacher to, I'm sure they get competitive with that.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Dom and I are, the 16 would be like at the beginning for like 16 hours. Probably take us working together. What do you think, Dom?
It would be a while. It would definitely be a while.
Challenge. It's a challenge. But like I said, I encourage people to try out the virtual sticker boards. Again, this is free. You can download any. They have themes all throughout the year that you can send out to the kids. And it's a great way to get the kids engaged at the beginning of class. And it ties in with themes, all holidays, anything you can imagine. You can also request images for the virtual sticker board.
Awesome. Yeah, a lot of great stuff. And you talked about being in the PhD playground, and now I thought this was going to be your one more thing, actually, but I believe there is one more thing that's going to be happening that if people visit the booth to be able to get tickets for. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
And I think that's maybe the fourth slide, the vector.
I pulled the picture out separate.
Well, okay. And I am going to be in the AI playground on Wednesday too. So I'll be talking about this cool robot, Vector, who's an AI robot. And this year was the first year I celebrated the Day of AI, which is an amazing event. It was like, you remember how the Hour of Code was so big? This was, this is going to do the same thing. So this is only the second year for that, but my first year doing it. But they have so many great resources, slide decks, anything you can imagine. I did tons of activities with the kids provided on that website, and then used this robot, Vector, which is an AI robot. And we had some hands-on. Digital Dream Labs is a Pittsburgh-based company. So I invited them to my school for the Day of AI, and they came and brought 20-some robots. So we had this huge event, and the kids got to interact with the robots. They set up little courses, and the robots could navigate around it because they have sensors everywhere and could use, object detection. They could tell the robot to change its eye color. It connects to Amazon Alexa, and you can ask questions. So it can help you with your homework. It's pretty cool and pretty amazing. And it's this little, here I have one here. It's a little teeny tiny guy. So, so he's tiny,
Yeah.
but he's powerful, very powerful. So great to teach AI, and we had a ball. We just loved it, and they offered to donate one of these robots for the PAECT playground. So it's an amazing donation, and I think what they're going to do is have it where you sign up for a free membership, and then you get a ticket to win the robot. And if you're already a member, you get a free ticket anyway. So everybody's a winner.
Nice.
Yep. And then we'll have just think about our Pete and C booth where you come up and you pay $5 for some tickets, $10 for more tickets. But being a member gets you a free ticket. And so we're going to be selling the tickets all week long. And on Wednesday, during our AI and EDU playground, when Z is there, we'll have it to display. She'll have it. So you'll be able to see how it works. She'll demo it at the demo table, and then she'll get to pull the winning ticket. So one thing is, you must be at ISTE to collect it. We'll get yourself a number that we can call you and kind of a thing, but make sure you're there to pick it up. So that's awesome. And just real quick to thank them. So digitaldreamlabs.com. I will say, on their website, they have a pretty slick sweatshirt. I don't know. I got to talk to them about getting one of their sweatshirts. I don't know. It's not on the merch site to buy, but maybe we can work that angle out. I don't know. But that's really cool. Super excited that you were able to bring that forward, that they were willing to donate and for the giveaway. And I think we might be possibly, have one of those possibly give away KTI. I think we're trying to work that angle out too. So I'm not sure if they said yes or not, but that'd be really cool. So first of all, the amazing stuff you're doing in your classroom. I know even just talking to Dom, the stuff that you're doing in the region for PAECT, the fact that you're always there to help out. It's awesome. And I mean, Dom and I can't say it enough, and just a true firm belief that PAECT is such an awesome organization because of our members, and it's members like Yuzi, it's members like with Mary, Tracy, Rochelle, just all the different members that we have are just awesome. And the education in Pennsylvania is top notch,
And we're all happy with that. That's the thing about the KTI. It's like we learned so much from being part of the group, and we're all happy to give back. I will also be at the Padcaster booth every now and then too at the conference. So if anybody wants to, I do our morning announcements with the kids, and we have a great time. We use their equipment. So if anybody wants to see a demo of that equipment, if you let me know, I'll meet you at the booth, and I can even show you that there. So looking forward to see everybody there.
Yeah. Yep. And you know what? In everything that you just said, there's not many questions they're going to ask you when you're in the playground that you won't have an answer for, or know somebody, or be able to point them in the right direction. So that's amazing. So thank you so much, Z. We truly appreciate you being a member. Truly appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank you.
All right. You have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Real quick, by the way, this is separate from the other promise you made to be on our podcast. So this doesn't count for covering the last promise. We need you on again.
Okay. Got me.
All right. Okay. We'll give her 2 stickers. All righty. Thank you.
Thanks, Z.
Yeah.
Sure.
And speaking of members, we have the people watching, members, my neighbor, Kevin.
Hey, buddy.
He's not a PAECT member yet.
He should be.
We're going to get him in there. He does have a sticker. He got the second sticker. He was mad about that. But he wasn't in the yard.
You got one before me. I got a problem with that. You got to have a little talk.
But, the people that have been watching and commenting in, you are part of the pillars, the strength of PAECT. Yep. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Well, since you mentioned that, we might as well put it up here and say we're all about connect, develop, lead, and advocate. And really, when you take everything that we've heard tonight, the different sessions that are occurring, it could be any one of those pillars, any one at a time.
Missy asked where her sticker is. You have to
Missy
show
she's going to have a challenge. She's going to have to complete a challenge to get a sticker.
Yes. And
the challenge isn't just putting up with Verno on the ride to Philadelphia. Just throwing that out there. That'll be a challenge.
You can't let him out. You can't push him out of the car because we need him there.
That's right. At least till the playgrounds are over, then you can dump the body. All right. So our next presenter is not able to present live. I think the last tweet I saw was possibly stranded in an airport, working on flying from here to there and everywhere. Miss Debbie Reynolds, she sent us a video from the BWI airport at that time when she was there. One of the most shocking notes. Oh, you know what? I know Z's backstage. I don't think we asked how many ISTEs were you at? Did she share that? And if she did,
Z, how many?
I think 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 or 5. Okay. All right. And now the shocking news is with Debbie, she's never been to an ISTE. Yeah. So this will be her first ever ISTE. Yeah. How wild is that? And I'm like, well, that's because you're always wearing NASA gear and astronaut outfits and you're just flying all over Cape Canaveral, the whole deal. So we have a 3-minute video where Debbie's going to share about what she's got going on at ISTE. Here we go.
Yep.
Debbie Reynolds coming to you live from the Baltimore Washington International Airport. I'm actually on my way to Florida to attend the space conference at Cape Canaveral. So I was excited to be invited on the podcast, but unfortunately that's right when I'm going to be traveling. So I'm sending a video instead. So again, my name's Debbie Reynolds. I'm the director of TechWorks for Commonwealth Charter Academy. I'm just completing my 3rd year there. Prior to that, I have been a STEM and gifted teacher and science teacher in the Baldwin Whitehouse School District. And before that, I've taught all over the country. I've been teaching since 1986. I'm from Texas, but I've taught in Illinois, Philly, Pittsburgh, Florida, so all over the place. I'm really passionate about STEM, and that's why I got my master's in STEM in 2015, and I got my principal cert in 2018. And this position that I have now as running TechWorks is the best of both worlds. I'm an administrator, but I still get to play with students and I get to teach them all these really cool technologies. I'm super excited about going to ISTE this year. This is my first time actually to be going, and I am presenting in the playground on Tuesday. I'm going to share my screen here with you guys to show you what I'm doing. So we are on the STEM and PA session on Tuesday, and the title of my session is Unleashing the Power of STEM with Robotic Dogs. So I'm really excited. I'm bringing a small dog. You can see in the picture here. I have a small dog from Ghost Robotics called Spirit. We also have a large dog that's also in the picture. It's a vision robot. It's very hard to handle by one person. So actually, 2 of our friends from Ghost Robotics, Christina and Jimmy, will be joining me on Tuesday. Ghost Robotics is a robotics company with using the quadruped robots, and it's actually located in Philadelphia, about a mile away from the convention center. So it worked out great for them to come and be with us on Tuesday. So I hope you'll get a chance to learn how I'm using them at CCA with our students. You'll also get a chance to learn how Ghost Robotics makes them. They're a primary contractor with the Department of Defense, so how they're keeping us safe. Some of the really cool new features they've added, like now these robotic dogs are able to go underwater. And then you'll also get to drive them. So that's a really cool thing that you would get to do. So I hope that you guys will come see us on Tuesday in the playground. And I heard they're going to ask me what my superpower is, and I don't know what that's in relation to. So my superpower, I don't know. I think maybe making people laugh. I like doing that. If I had a real superpower, I'd want to fly. So I hope you guys have a great night and see everybody at ISTE.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, boy, you talk about sometimes the things we forget to ask. Forgot to ask that question, but I kind of think the superpower she went, that was kind of an easy one. Flying, astronaut love. Come on now. Let's,
And I want to bring Z back in because we've had events down at CCA where at TechWorks with Debbie. Z was there.
Yeah, Debbie is amazing. I'm so glad she was able to share that video. And it was very cool that we had some real Southwest PA superpower people here today, right? Rochelle, Debbie, it was awesome. So we got to see, Dawn was there too. We got to see some of the robotic dogs. So that was kind of amazing. Yeah, they're moving around and watching them dance. Do you remember that, Dawn?
having them dance. My daughter got a chance to manipulate them a bit. It was really cool. And we're actually going to have another event coming up this upcoming school year down at CCA. More will be seen on the pact.org website once we have everything organized.
Very good.
Awesome stuff. I
If
tell
you're
you,
not-
Z, we're just, we keep yanking you back, like
Yep.
backstage, forward stage, backstage. All right. Appreciate you.
Sure.
Thank you, Z.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. Good stuff. So, man, a lot of amazing information. And the thing is, that's just the tip of the iceberg for PACT members. That's just the tip of the iceberg for educators. I don't know how many sessions they have, how many thousands of people are going to be there from all over the world. But it truly is just an amazing time, amazing week.
Yeah.
As Rochelle referenced when she kicked it off, like the steps you're going to get in, the miles you're going to walk, how tired you're going to feel to just kick back and do it again the next day. You're going to go home and take like a week's nap from a week of ISTE is what it's going to boil down to be.
I'm looking forward to it. I know, with the regional conferences, with ed camps, with events we have through PACT, with KTI, it can be tiring, but it's also rejuvenating. I'm looking forward to going through this and seeing, getting the experience, seeing how
Awesome.
it compares with everything else with Pete and KTI and all those fun things.
Very cool. All right, Dom. Well, I think it's that time of night for us to kick into some tech notes. Are you going first?
It's up to you. Doesn't
I think-
matter.
I think you're going first, but here we go. Let's give us some tech notes.
All right.
All right, brother. What do we got?
So, in the theme of websites, and because it is ISTE, the ISTE app is not up yet, but the pop-up store is open once again. And if you take a look, the link is here. It will be on the Wakelet. We have the KTI PACT pop-up store. You won't get the bling and the merch before ISTE, but get into the groove of things, see people walking around, because we do have, I'll be wearing PACT gear. I know you'll be wearing PACT gear. Wednesdays, KTI Purple Day. It is for KTIs. So here is the location. And it's also linked off of paect.org to order your merchandise. So it's a little
Yes, sir. Yeah, and the unfortunate story is I had my cart filled 3 times last time, and I had to run upstairs to grab a card to put it in, and I didn't get the order in. So I will be making sure to get that order in right when probably during ISTE, but I probably won't get it done before then. But the goal is there's a couple sweatshirts in there I'm looking forward to. My daughters had me on the sweatshirt kick.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Talk about the one. Oh, Z said it is working on iOS. So I got to grab.
Okay. The Android app is not live. It doesn't seem. So the iOS is okay. All right.
Cool.
We'll
Let's
let
check
Tom
that
share
out.
all of his jokes about that. All right. Good stuff. All right. Did you want to share your other item here? Were you going to talk about the wiki?
Yeah. Well, this is kind of us picking your brain. The what to bring to ISTE. Things to bring at the conference. I'm going to be wearing my PACT gear. I'll be in PACT playground area most of the time. Stop by the booth while you're there. You said KTI Purple Day is Wednesday. You were saying, and other people have said this too, bring a water bottle, stay hydrated, snacks throughout the day. Good walking shoes. I just ran up to the outlets by my house. My running shoes were getting a little beat up. My knees were starting to ache more, so I went and bought a new pair of shoes to take with me. I'm assuming an extra charger, even though I have good battery life in my iPhone. I don't know how much I'll be using it throughout the day, along with computers and such.
Yeah.
And you had said the Uber app and set up Apple
Yeah,
Pay.
yeah, because after ISTE, if you're doing different events or different dinners and stuff, you may not know where you're going. So have the Uber app all set up, ready to go, and Apple Pay, Google Play, Samsung Pay, whatever the case may be. If you want to just, tap your watch to the thing to be able to just do that real quick. If you're grabbing something to eat, getting your nice coffee in the morning. Dom's got some tips there for the hotel coffee maker, snacks, drinks, bring some stuff in. I do think, and I could be wrong if this has changed or not, but Amazon does you could do grocery deliveries technically to your hotel room if you needed it, if you forgot something at home. It's possible you could just even do that. So if you can't make it out, but a lot of things to think about. It's a long day. So even though I know, like Dom said, the iPhones, yeah, they do have a great battery life, but depending on where you are in the conference center, depending on the Wi-Fi signal, depending if it's trying to, try to connect to your cellular, again, depending on where you are, just different things happen. You don't want to be without a charger, and that's also with your device too. I know our playground will have power at different stations. If you are there and you're at a demo table and you're interacting with the different items while you're there, if you want to plug in, we don't necessarily have portable chargers for people to just come in and charge and take off, but definitely do that. I know you always see a lot of people hanging out on the walls when they find a surge protector or a wall outlet. So, but make sure you do that. And then the other thing is make sure you're charging it overnight, making sure you're good in the morning. Like we tell our students all the time, right? Making sure you come to school with a fully charged device.
When I first started going to the CFF trainings, and when I first started going to Pete, I learned right away, bring a power strip, throw it in my backpack, because you go to someone like, is that seat taken? And like, oh yeah, they don't want people sitting next to them. Like, I have a power strip I could plug in, and all of a sudden I was welcome to sit in many places that, hey, yeah, the seat's open, sit by us. So 4 or 5 people plug in computers or cell phones and charge off the power strip. So it's a nice way to get those reserved seats in your name. So we'll have linked to the Wakelet in the description of the video. We'll add some more stuff here. My favorite road trip, I always do, no matter whether it's business or pleasure, the Hostess Donuts, chocolate, vanilla donuts with the chocolate icing. That is my hotel snack. Usually combos are for in the truck when I'm driving. So I have to go tomorrow and the next day, finish getting everything rounded up for the ISTE road trip. I'll be driving out to Philadelphia. Now, some people are flying. I don't know if he's moving. I thought you froze up for a second, Eric.
Oh, no. I was looking something up for Z. She's done a great job for us. I was trying to find information for her. And
I know, if you're driving from Pittsburgh to Philly, look into an Easy Pass. It is $38 in some sense if you use Easy Pass. It is over $70 if you pay by license plate, because the Turnpike now is cashless system. Then you also have, if you go 80, it's an extra 45 minutes to an hour as opposed to going along the Turnpike, depending on where you're at. So for travelers, those are things to think about.
Yep. And the other thing, Dom, you made me think of it, and there's a lot of different apps. So do a Google search, but Philadelphia has different ways that you can use different apps to be able to pay for different parking spots overnight. I know people are worried about the hotels being pretty, packed, and as far as their valet parking and the different things. But if you have to park it in a garage or whatever, in the city. So I know Meter Up was one that I was doing a search here. There's a lot of different apps, but just do a Google search for that. And, you might want to, pull up one of those apps and just check out what it would be. Because I do remember in 2019, some people were getting a lot cheaper spaces going through the app in that fashion, as opposed to just pulling into a spot and, trying to do it at the meter. So good points there. All right. Well, let's kick over into my tech notes. Here we go. All right, let's kick Dom out of there. All right, so I want to kick us back to our PACT website, looking at our calendar specifically. So normally we highlight different events that are going on. I know we put a survey out there A lot of members did a great job getting information back to us. So we're working on creating our schedules based on the ed tech needs and desires of our membership. So all those are going to be rolling out here, in July or early August time. But ISTE related, I think this is closed, but PACT will be attending the Phillies versus the Mets games that's going to be going on. So, all right. Hey, Jed. And so that game's going to be occurring. So there's a lot of people that were really excited for that. And so Deb popping in here. All right. So, but what I wanted to really focus on was what I did is in our calendar, we have our playgrounds featured. And so when you go in and click in, we had the people that were presenting. All right, so the people that were presenting, and this is set to automatically scroll. So, but everybody who was going to be presenting in our playground during different times has created a slide to kind of advertise what they're going to be talking about. So if you're not sure, you're like, oh, I got this, I want to see this session, but I think I want to go to the PACT booth. You're going to be able to go in, see Z's is filled out there, like just what we showed you earlier. So the presenters, there's a picture of them, there's a title, and there's a little description about what they're sharing and talking about. So going to the PACT.org website, checking out the calendar for all of these sessions that we are hosting, we have a calendar page set up. So there's a blank here, like NYSCATE, which is the New York ISTE affiliate. They're going to be in the playground in the afternoon on the 25th. VISTE, the Virginia ISTE affiliate, they'll be in the playground in the afternoon. So I'm not sure what they have going on, but the spaces we have the CS in Pennsylvania. Remake Learning will be in there on the 26th in the morning. PACT Day is the afternoon of the 26th. Then our STEM in Pennsylvania playground will be on the 27th in the morning. And then we are doubled on Wednesday, the 28th, the last day of the conference. We start off with KTI and PA, hence the reason why has Dom sharing the purple day on Wednesday. And then AI in EDU. And I know Z talked about how she's going to be there. She's going to be there with the robot. And we are really excited that Hal Davidson from Discovery Ed will be speaking. So when you go to our playground, how it's set up is we have 6 demo stations set up. So when you go, there's going to be presenters there. When you walk up, hey, what do you have going on? They're going to go show you what they're doing, have you log into your computer. Maybe they're going to have, Z might have the robot there. You'll be able to kind of use it, see how the coding works. You're going to have a hands-on experience. We do have 2 stages. One stage is going to have presenters sharing, doing a storytelling session about something that deals with CS. We have the KTI sharing about the Keystone Technology Innovators Program, the summit, what it's like to be a star. So they're going to be given 10-minute storytelling sessions. And then for the final hour of the playground, there will be an hour presentation. So we have a lot of different PACT members that are going to be speaking, but specifically with the AI, we were really excited that Hal Davidson did agree to come into our playground and share, because he's bouncing around doing all sorts of AI talks for ISTE in general. So we thought, let's pull somebody in who's doing some groundbreaking stuff in education with AI. So he'll be there sharing and talking. So that'll be an awesome time, an awesome session to be able to catch. So again, where you see it is here. And then I don't know if Dom, they did say that we do have the slide deck linked to our playground, and we were hoping that it would show a little bit better on the app. So you should be able to see that from the app, but you could also just go to the PACT website to check stuff out.
Yeah.
Definitely very excited for what's going on there. And then as a bonus tech tip, whether you are attending ISTE, whether you are not at ISTE, or whether you are attending virtual ISTE, they have 2 different offers, and then the people at home. But always remember the option for Twitter. If you do a search for ISTE 23, ISTE Live 23, forgive me, all sorts of different things being discussed there, sessions, different vendors are talking about what they have going on in their space. Different people have created almost like our slides. People have gone in, Adobe Express, Canva have templates that you can go in and make, and here's what we're going to be doing. So just a great opportunity to kind of scroll through. Hey, by the way, I learned this tip. There's a lot of new advertisement in Twitter. When you click here, you could either mute it or block it. So you can work on kind of taming all the different advertisements. But anyway, see, Bird Brain Technologies doing a thing. So they're doing a taste of CMK in Philly. So reservations. So it's possible you can go to their booth and catch them to try to get a reservation, different videos. So there's a lot of great content. Again, when you filter and know what you're looking for on Twitter, with using that hashtag ISTELive23. ISTE official is their Twitter handle. But there's a lot of great stuff being shared and discussed there. And of course, the @PACT. If you check out our Twitter handle, we've been tweeting, retweeting a lot of ISTE content, a lot of our own content, a lot of things that are going to be happening and being shared. So 2 tech notes in one there, buddy. What do you think?
Yeah. Very good. Very, very good.
A lot of great stuff happening. It's wild, just all the prep work that goes into it. From I can only imagine the different organizers that work for ISTE. I know what PACT and all the members of the board of what we've been doing, and it's just like, pinch me. It's I don't even know, what, 4 or 5 days away. Not even.
I know.
You'll be rolling in Friday. We'll be rolling in Friday. So a lot of good stuff. We have a affiliate summit on Saturday. And then we kick off with Playgrounds on Sunday. So it is here.
It is coming. It's just amazing how fast time has flown.
Yep. Great stuff. So
yeah, we'll be presenting Tuesday.
Oh, I guess we should say that too, huh? I guess that's nice. Yep. Presenting. What are we presenting? On being Shakespearean actors and the voice of AI. No. What are we presenting on, Dom?
We are doing a live podcast from creation to curation, how to run a podcast for the classroom, behind the curtain, looking at the green men. Don't look at the men behind the green curtain, or don't look at the green men behind the curtain.
Yeah. I think the byline is, if we could do it, anybody can do it.
Yes.
How about that one? Yeah, all good. But yeah, we go through, literally have what we're seeing, what our guests have had a little bit of their vision of seeing when you come on the pod. So we are showing you live how we do it, what we're clicking, how we're clicking on something and stumbling over our words, how it all happens live and how we stream it out. Yeah. So, but it's cool. We've got a lot of good, got a lot of good feedback, some different things we're doing this time than we did at Pete. So, and then we'll also be, we'll be doing a live pod from the Shippensburg University campus in July at the KTI Summit as well. So
yeah, we will be off for July 4th because July 4th is the first Tuesday. So that is a holiday. We will not be going live, but we'll be live at ISTE. So you get our bonus. Yeah.
Extra June for a lack of July, right?
Yes.
Awesome stuff. All right. Well, we're about ready to kick off and thank our sponsors here, but I think it's very important to finish with making sure everybody understands we truly appreciate you being here. We appreciate the comments. We appreciate all the guests that we've had today. We're just so thankful of the membership of PACT and just, what everybody is doing. It's your summer vacation and you're either presenting or you're attending ISTE to sharpen your tools for kids.
Yeah. And that's the one thing people keep asking, how's your summer going? We had a PACT board meeting, 2 weekends ago. We have this coming up. We have KTI Summit coming up. Then we have another board meeting. So there's a lot going on. The prep work behind all of these things. And it's not just attending these conferences and these meetings. It's the work that goes in behind the scenes to get them up and running. It's a lot. And it's worth it. Definitely great learning experiences. Along with running into people, as everyone has said, Rochelle, Z, everyone running into people that you haven't seen sometimes ever before in person, other times you haven't seen in a while. So it'll be great catching up, but it's good taking care of yourself.
That is. Well, and most importantly, we just appreciate you being here tonight and sharing this with us, because PACT,
we are
the voice of Ed Tech and PA
and beyond.
Thank you to our sponsors. PACT and the PACT Pod would like to thank our corporate council sponsors. Thank you to ClassLink, Max Cases, Go Guardian, and Bloom. Thank you to Sam Labs, DRC Data Recognition Corporation, and EduSpire. Tech, the next step. PACT thanks these sponsors and thanks you for listening to another episode of the PACT Pod.